Hello students, welcome to Geographica. I am Amrita Vishwas. Today we are going to learn about dynamics of ocean water. So obvious, a lot to learn about geography as always. But before you begin, please subscribe the channel to get latest updates. I know you will subscribe the channel. So without further delay, let's start the topic. Earth is sometimes called the blue planet. More than anything else, water makes Earth unique. The hydrosphere is a dynamic mass that is continually on the move, evaporating from the ocean to the atmosphere, precipitating to the land and running back to the ocean again. In other words, all the water bodies like oceans, seas, lakes and rivers of the earth's surface together form the hydrosphere. The large water bodies are known as oceans such as the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, the Indian Ocean, the Arctic Ocean and the Antarctic Ocean. The global ocean is certainly the most prominent feature of the hydrosphere, blanketing nearly 71% of Earth's surface to an average depth of about 3,682 meters or 12,081 feet. It accounts for about 97% of Earth's water. Water in the ocean is never static. Being a liquid, it has great mobility and quickly responds to a force acting upon it. From north to south, east to west, and up and down the shore, ocean water moves all over the place. Thus, ocean water is constantly in motion. Following three types of motion in the ocean water are generally recognized. Number 1, sea waves. Number 2, ocean currents. Number 3, tides. Today we will discuss about sea waves. Okay. Waves are simply energy in motion. All types of waves transmit energy or propagate by means of cyclic movement through matter. The medium itself, solid, liquid or gas, does not actually travel in the direction of the energy that is passing through it. The particles in the medium simply oscillate or cycle back and forth, up and down, transmitting energy from one particle to another. For example, if you thumb your fist on a table, the energy travels through the table as waves that someone sitting at the other end can feel, but the table itself does not move. The most familiar waves occur on the ocean surface. Waves are movements of surface water of the oceans and seas with the only rise and fall on water surface, or undulation of sea water by well-developed crests and troughs. Now, before going in details, I want to make you familiar with few terms that would help you to understand things what I am going to teach next. So, first one is crest. The highest portion of wave or top of the wave is the crest. Second, trough. The lowest portion of wave or the bottom of the wave is the trough. Third, wave's length. The horizontal distance between two wave crests is the wave's length. Fourth, wave base. The wave base is the maximum depth at which a water wave passes causes significant water motion. It is equal to 1/2 of the wavelength measured from still water level. Fifth, rip current. Rip current is powerful, narrow channel of fast moving water that is returning to the ocean from the shore. It moves up to 8 feet per second. Rip current can move faster than an Olympic swimmer. Sixth, fetch. Fetch is a measurement of distance that indicates how far the wind has traveled over open water. Okay, first of all, it may be pointed out that only the form of wave moves forward in seas and oceans through water, and the water does not move forward. Water particles within a wave in the seas and oceans do not move forward with coastward or landward, advancing wave itself but in circular orbit. Here, in the diagram, you can see water particles are moving in circular orbit. It can better be explained with a floating rover docky. Here you can see the floating rover docky shows circular orbital motion. As wave passes to the right, the motion of floating rover docky resembles that of a circle, which is known as circular orbital motion. Okay, now I am very much sure that a question has raised in your mind that since the water is actually going around in a circle and returns to just about the same place, what actually is being transmitted as waves move? In one word, the answer will be energy. The energy of waves has been known to wreak havoc on coastal structures, lift submerged obstacles that weigh many tons, and even changes the shape of entire beaches. If you have ever watched really big waves breaking at a beach, you will witness the impressive amount of energy waves can transmit. It should mention that the circular orbit does not quite return the floating object to its original position, because the half of the orbit accomplished in the trough is slower than the crest half of the orbit. This results in a slight forward movement, which is called wave drift. It should be known that in an open sea, the orbital motion of water particles associated with the passage of wave decreases rapidly from the water surface downward or toward the seafloor. The orbit of particles decreases with increasing depth from the water surface. At water depths deeper than the wave base, water particles no longer stirred by the wave motion above. At depths greater than the half of the wavelength, the water motion is less than 4% of its value at the water surface and may be neglected. By taking into consideration of this negligible motion or no motion of water particles below the wave base, the world's largest floating runway was built offshore of Yokosuka in Tokyo Bay, Japan, with a length of 1000 meters or 3300 feet. Floating runways and bridges use submerged pontoons to make them stable at the surface, which are not shown in this image. The majority of the structure's mass of this floating runway is below wave base. Next is the causes of waves. The waves are mostly created by the wind. There are three factors wind that determine the size of wave. Number 1, the speed of wind. Number 2, the distance over which the wind has blown or phase. And 3, the length of time that the wind has blown. The greater each of these factors, the bigger the wave. Waves can also form when a rapid shift in ocean water is caused by underwater earthquakes, landslide, or meteors that hit the ocean. These waves, called tsunami, can travel at speeds of 800 km per hour or 500 miles per hour. Waves break when they get close to the shore. Waves break when they reach a shallow coastline where the water is half of the depth as the wave is tall. As a wave travels across the open ocean, it gains speed. When a wave reaches a shallow coastline, the wave begins to slow down due to the friction caused by the approaching shallow bottom. Think of it like driving a car at a high speed and then slamming on the brakes. Everything is going to fly to the front. The distance from the shore where the waves break is known as plunge line. When the wave comes towards the beach or land, is called swash or sharp or breaker. Backwash is the opposite of swash. In backwash, waves move away from the beach or land. Backwash is stronger than their swash and return with undertow currents and rip currents. Rip current can be dangerous for human beings. Therefore, it is important to know the movements of rip current before entering the ocean to avoid being caught in it and being swept by huge waves. Waves can be measured by their amplitude, which is equals 1/2 of the wave height, that is the distance between the crest and the trough. They can also be measured by their wavelength, which is the horizontal distance between the crests. Now, types of ocean waves. As the wind blows over the surface of oceanic water, energy is transformed from wind to the water mass. The ocean surface gets deformed into small rounded waves with V-shaped troughs with the wavelength of less than 1.74 cm are called capillary waves. When the wavelength exceeds 1.74 cm, their shape resembles a sine curve. Such waves are called as gravity waves. These waves are characterized by pointed crest and rounded troughs. Over a period of time, three different types of wind waves develop. These are 1. Capillary waves or ripples, 2. Seas, and 3. Swells. Seas and swells come under gravity waves. Ripples are also known as capillary waves. Ripples appear on smooth water when the wind blows but will die quickly if the wind stops. Seas are larger waves that are formed under irregular and unsustained winds. These can last long after the winds have died out. Swells are formed When seas move away from their point of origin, separating naturally as per direction and wavelength, swells are regular waves. Besides this, tsunami, storm surges, and seas are other three types of wave, which we can put under the category of gravity waves, as this wave has wavelength of greater than 1.74 cm. Now, tsunami are exceptionally long wavelengths wave, often caused by earthquakes. I am not going to explain in details what is tsunami. Next, storm surge. Storm surge is the rising of sea level due to the low pressure, high winds, and high waves associated with a storm. Storm surge can cause significant flooding and cost people their lives if they are caught unexpected. And a sage is a series of standing waves in a fully or partially enclosed body of water resulted by the change in atmospheric pressure and wind direction. Occasionally, seas may be caused by earthquakes or landslides. I hope this is enough for today. In the next video, we will learn about ocean currents. Now, as homework, I will suggest you to note down all the terms related to ocean waves from this video. Thank you. God bless you. Stay at home. Stay safe.